Hi guys, Logan here with a comparison video. As promised, I would discuss the 2022 Madame Leota compared to the 2000 and I believe 7 small Swami Spirit Ball. Both of these are Gemmy. This is one of probably the more well-known and classic characters that is from Gemmy. When I think of the Spirit Balls, I do think of the Swamis and the female fortune teller, the witches. And then this is sort of their first licensed Spirit Ball, being Madame Leota. And the first one they've made in a long time. So, one of the first differences you might notice are the builds, with Leota being taller and the Swami being shorter. So, Leota actually has the legs directly built onto the Spirit Ball itself, while the Swami actually has a base that the Spirit Ball pops right into. You can see how he comes right out. So basically her legs hold her up more than the Swami does. The Swami kind of just sits in this little circular bracket, which is really interesting. The actual Spirit Balls themselves are different, with Leota's being clear in the front and then just matte black at the back, while the Swami is all kind of a hazy silver, and then it just gets progressively more dense the further back it gets, giving him a more mystical feel. Now, I did open both of them up. Both of them needed a little bit of adjustments. His mouth locks up. He's just really old. And I went and styled Leota's hair a little more and took out this clear rubber band they had on her neck that held her hair in place. I don't know why Gemmy did that, but they did that. And I noticed the fabric along their necks is also different. So this one uses sort of like an inflatable fabric, while this one uses a more kind of silky, soft fabric. Additionally, this fabric is pretty much just only draped around her, while this one is glued or stapled. I don't know how they have it. It's held in place, which is really interesting. So the Swami, though he does light up, not like Leota, actually has 2 spotlights that shine up on his face, and he has a light up eyes, and he has a moving mouth. Leota just has a light up head. They did not give her any spotlights, which I thought was a little interesting. She just kind of lights up as is. The Swami has, the moving puppet mouth. Leota does not. Their movements are pretty much the same. They're both very fluid. Leota has a motion sensor. The Swami does not, which is really interesting. The Swami, however, actually has more features. I'm going to set my phone down so I can flip them both around so you can actually see what I mean. Or the best I can, really. They're both like spherical, so you really can't do much. So the Swami, and yes, he does have some pretty rough corrosion. I've been cleaning on it here and there. He's got an adapter port. He's got an actual proper tri-me port, which was really interesting. Leota actually having I'm pretty sure this is like the same, not the same exact base, it's really similar. Has those ports, but they're just empty. She has sort of the cheapened tri-me port, which is right here. She does not have a adapter option. She's just battery only. She does not have that one little master screw that allows her globe to be unscrewed, while he does. His master screw is, I call them the master screws. I'm kind of a dork like that. Let me flip them around. Trying to see where it's at. I don't even remember. I literally just unscrewed him today, guys, and I already forgot He has a singular screw basically on the bottom somewhere, and I'm blind. And I'm clearly just missing where it's at, but it locks him into place. Leota does not have that. And in fact, Leota's like a locking mechanism is not that great because hers already snapped, as you can see, when I went to take her out. And like her globe came right off. Like I put no effort onto it to remove it. It just, when I put it back on, it did snap. The legs on them are different as well. This one has like actual like monster feet, and they have a green and gold finish, and then with kind of a ghostly face. This is more of a kind of a simplified version, though it has the same shaping right here, and then has again the spooky face. There's no finish put onto the legs. No sort of color at all to them, which is interesting because the legs are really cool. I just like the little ghostly faces on them, but they didn't do anything with Leota's, which was really weird. So I'm gonna have them both on. So I'm gonna set my phone down real quick so I can flip them around and at least turn the Swami on. Yeah, see his mouth get stuck. So that's the Swami. And here's Leota.
Serpents and spiders, tail of a rat, call in the spirits wherever they're at.
So he actually moves, it looks like a little bit faster than Leota, which I'm assuming is a programming thing to have her be a little more ghostly. But he is a little louder than Leota. And again, has more, there's more to him. And he was cheaper too, but it was 2007, so. But yeah. Additionally, there are larger ones. These are both considered small. Well, he is, but she's just smaller. So there are ones that are like, I think like twice the size of this guy. That I do not own. I'll let him go. I'm gonna put this up again. I'm sorry, I suck. Also, he continues going when you turn him off. Like, he'll finish his phrase. I don't think Leota will do that. But I only turn it on, like, one time. So, I don't really remember what weird little quirks she has. That's one thing I noticed about him. So, there are bigger ones as well. These aren't just the small ones aren't the only ones that exist. There's a whole bunch of these, right? I only have this one small one because it's the only one that I really, sought out to purchase, which I am looking for a specific large one. But, they're very different, but also a little bit alike. Say a little bit because they are still very much different. It is kind of interesting seeing the generational differences, even just in the designing. He is very detailed in his sculpt, and she's more cartoony, which I think they're basing her off of an actual cartoon. I'm pretty sure, because I've seen this style before. I've seen it somewhere. He has more features, which, again, he was also cheaper back then. So I'm assuming if they gave her all the same features, she would be more expensive. And I don't know how well a puppet mouth and light up eyes would look good on her. The spotlights would be really dope. Because he's got two right there, and they light up real nice on him. But she doesn't have those little features. But again, it is definitely interesting seeing just how different they are, and seeing how much Gemmy has changed from really kind of a short period of time. Like 2007 wasn't, in perspective, wasn't super duper duper long ago, you know. And I was like, you're dumb. Yeah, it was. It's not like as long as like if I compare like a 1980s item. That's a long time ago. It's not even been like 20 years since this was made, you know. It's not vintage, not antique. So it's kind of an interesting thing to really look at now that I have two of these sitting by each other. One's newer, one's way older, and just seeing how different they are. But yeah, I hope you guys found this video pretty interesting. I definitely wanted to do this. I might do another one when I get a bigger spare ball and compare that to Leota, so you can really see the difference between Leota and the big ones, which are like the proper, like life-sized ones. They have a life-size head in them, because these are not like a life-size. These are not that big. And I mean, that'll be a really interesting discussion video to have, but I don't have one. I probably won't have one anytime soon because they are kind of expensive, especially the two that I want. So until then, this will be the only video from me comparing her to another spirit ball. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.